Hey everyone, and welcome to CS Knits. I am Chandra, your host. Today is February 17th, 2015. It is 4 p.m. and I'm enjoying how it is staying a little bit lighter longer. I noticed that in our motel we have, our outside lights are set to come on at a certain time. And they've been on now for like 15 minutes, but it's still light out, so we're gonna have to change that because at one point it would be kind of dark by now. So originally I had done like an update post that said that I was going to wait until I got some goodies in the mail before I did a video, and I decided that I had enough to talk about. And she kind of had like an update saying that for personal reasons, stuff would not be shipped out quite as quickly, and so I decided that I would just go ahead and do this video because I can do another one when I get that stuff, which will probably be in a week or so. So, this is episode 16. I went back and counted because I haven't been keeping track. So this is episode 16, and basically what I decided to do for the month of February, or try to do, was do a finish a frog at February. I apologize now if you hear the dog. He's watching people. The street is a little bit busy and people are walking by. And he's just sitting on the couch with he's staring out the window. I'll show you. He's staring out the window, waiting for people to walk by. Gage. Hi, handsome. Hi. So that's what he's doing. Hopefully he'll decide to just take a nap because there won't be anybody. But we'll get right into it. I had tons and tons of projects sitting in bags, and I decided to go through them. If I wasn't working on them or hadn't started them, they got pulled out of bags. The yarn got put away. Project bags are sitting empty. So I have this sweet stack of bags. All of those had projects in them that literally were just sitting. There was nothing in them. Well, there might have been yarn in them, but there was no plan for them or whatever. So I did that, and then I went and organized all of my in-house yarn, which is yarn that has more future plans or means more, and it's not out in the tote in the garage. So I got that all organized, projects pulled out so I could focus on the finish her frog in February. And believe it or not, I actually finished something. And it makes me mad now that that I didn't finish this already, because I've only had like I only had like 15 rows to do on it. So I finished it I worked on it one evening, and then I worked on it the next evening, and it was done. Hey, that's enough. That's enough. And that is the Blue Angel Shawl by Stephanie Japel. Sorry, I had the note written funny. On this one, it's not washed or blocked yet. I finished it, and my intentions have been to do the blocking, but I've just been too lazy to go and do it. So here it is. There's the middle. This side, this stuff is just regular knit stitch, and then there's a lace middle, and then it goes into a lace border. Goes into a lace like there's a lace detail border. I followed it pretty much to the T. I did not do the picot edge bind off because I was asking my husband, I'm like, do you like this border? And he's like, no, it looks like an old lady. It's cute on the lady that did it, but for me, I don't think it would have been very nice. So I did everything the same as the pattern called for, except for the picot edge bind off. I did not do the picot edge. I just did a regular loose bind off so I can stretch in little indentations and see if I can get it to stick that way. This was on Cascade Heritage Sock Yarn, and this is the Moss colorway. It's just a grassy green. And I finished it. I started it this summer when the motel was busy. And so for this portion, this top section that's just garter and then this lace detail was pretty easy to do while there was customers coming in and out. And I stopped it basically when I did like 2 rows of the border, and then I stopped. I'll show you the border that way. And then I stopped doing it. Apparently my guess is because on the border part, all you do is follow a chart all the way across. And so this portion was easy, like if somebody came in, I could go, okay, well that's where I am, and go help them. But I couldn't really pause and keep track of where I was in the border part. So I got that finished. This is a kit that was on Craftsy. It still is available on Craftsy. It's called the Blue Angel Shawl. Still is, it's like $10, and you get a skein of yarn and the pattern. I got another skein of yarn in this, and it's gray. It's a really wonderful, I really liked working with the yarn. It's really soft. It knit up really, really well, and so I enjoyed working with it. It was a really nice yarn to work with. Gorgeous color. I really like it. The pattern is nice. There wasn't anything weird with the pattern. It was written out really well. I didn't like, this is only the second project I've ever done where I followed a chart, and for it I also liked reading the chart section better than the written section, and she has like a written portion right underneath the chart, and I found it easier to just follow along with the chart. So this is the Blue Angel Shawl, and that is my only finished product at this point. Profits. Okay, what's in the bag? I'm going to talk about this. I showed you these socks that I started last time, and it was out of the Plymouth yarn in color number 200, I think. Yeah, color 200. And I got this yarn from my brother for Christmas. Really pretty. I've never done a sparkly yarn yet in socks, and that's what I was doing with it. But I don't know what the heck I was thinking. But for whatever reason, one night I was like, I started these on the airplane, and I'm guessing I just decided not to count. I don't really know what the heck. But one night I was sitting there and I was like, gosh, these just seem so big. And I didn't change anything. I did same needle size and everything that I normally do. And I just apparently wasn't paying attention, and I increased the toe to like some ridiculous amount. Like for myself, I do 64 stitches total, which is 32 on each needle. I had like 60 stitches on each needle, and I was probably halfway up the foot, and I was like, this just doesn't seem right. And I didn't think about it. I didn't think to try it on. I didn't think anything. I just kept going. And then it dawned on me the one night, and I was like, well, ripping that out. So I did rip that out. The only thing I've ripped out so far. So I frogged that. What else is in my bag? The zigzag blanket. I've basically been working on 2 projects mostly. This blanket, which will be for our son who's due in May, and some socks that I started for my dad because his birthday is in March. I'm over halfway done with the third skein, is what I have left of that. Basically, I've been able to get 4, I don't know if you would call them panels or what, but basically I've been able to get 4 um, sections, panels, I don't know what to call it, 4 of these deals on each skein. So this is what I have with this blanket. This is a really fun pattern and it knits up really quick. If you want a quick project, this is it. Okay, so this is a zigzag blanket pattern is by Frankie Brown, and all of hers are free, but she gives you a thing where you can send a donation. I am knitting them on size 7 needles, and it's a really simple, easy pattern once you get going on it, and it does knit up really, really fast. And I have those in my Christmas gift box. There's 3 holes on each side of it, and then you basically put the center pole portion of your yarn, keep your yarn in the box, and then bring it out so that you can just keep the yarn in there and pull, which has been nice with the dog because it's a big project and I can fold up the blanket right now and fit it in there still. And then I cast these on 3 days ago, I think. And these are just gonna be vanilla socks, and they are in Knit Picks Stroll Fingering in the cartoons colorway. 75-25 blend. Knit Picks cartoon. I had these still in Hanks, and I found them when I was organizing my indoor yarn stuff, and I was like, I have 4 skeins of this. 4. I don't know. I'm not sure what my plans were for it. I really don't. It's not self-striping, it's, as you could tell, it's just a variegated yarn with pooling. And so I'll have those done for my dad's birthday. I put like this much onto my Viajante. I did pull it out and work on it. I didn't even bring it over here. It's stuck over there because it looks the same. I just added to it. Not very much either, but I added to that. What's going in the bag? It's sitting in there. These are basically on hold until I finish the socks for sure, because the socks have a deadline, basically. And I am going to be doing a baby hat. It's just going to be a straight, plain hat. I was trying to do the baby naughty hat, and I didn't like the hemmed edge deal. So, this is Knit Picks Felici in Mountain Stream. It's basically a blue and some greens. The blue is not really like blue. I don't know if you can tell right here. Sorry. It's a different kind of blue. It's more like an aqua-ish. And I will be knitting those up on size 2 needles. And I have a pattern somewhere I found like a really cute pattern. It was just a regular one, but it's got like a little umbilical cord thing coming out of the top, I guess is what it's called. And so I'll probably be doing that. I pulled something else. The other thing that is in the bag but sitting until I get to it, because these were projects that I had needles and everything set out for, so I knew that they were projects that I wanted to do next. These are going on size 6 needles. This is the flower petal shawl. I don't remember if this is a paid for or a free one. It was on Alam.com. And for whatever reason, when I printed it, we had yellow paper in the printer, so pictures in yellow. The original picture, it's a maroon shawl, and it's done in pieces. But I'm trying to figure out how to do it to where it's not in panels and I can just do it all in one deal, because I have a gradient yarn. the Wolf. And you can see I've had it labeled for the Flower Petal Shawl specifically. 875 yards. This is her contrast colorway. And it goes white to a hot pink to a black. It kind of looks red, but it's actually a hot pink. And it goes down to like a lighter pink and then into the white. So that is sitting in a bag. It's in my 31 bag. This bag actually matches what I'm using for a diaper bag. But it's in that. I don't have any other goodies in there to show you. Alright, so this week's topic. I originally had it for something that went along with my goodies that are coming in, so I'm just going to push that to next week so it's crossed off. My question is, how do you keep your patterns? Like, how do you save them? I personally have the ones when I first started knitting. I printed everything, and I have them in one of those, like, file folders, and they're organized by hats, scarves, toys. They're sectioned out like that. But majority of where I keep my patterns is actually on a jump drive, and it is a 16 gig jump drive. It's in my computer right now. Let me show you. I just keep them on a jump drive, and I have them still organized into folders as far as like the same thing: baby items, sock patterns, scarf patterns, shawl patterns, jacket patterns, whatever that may be. I have them separated like that because I don't really want to be like searching through 980 patterns. So all I do is I just save them onto those jump drives into the respectable folder. And patterns that I plan to purchase for my personal use but have not purchased yet, I have saved on Ravelry. The reason I'm asking this is because, like, 4 days ago, somebody had posted on Ravelry Ravelry. They posted on a Facebook group that I'm a part of that Ravelry was getting rid of your favorites section of their page, and I don't know if that's true or not. And I only had maybe like 6 patterns in there. So I went and saved them somewhere else. I think I put them in my queue. But, I mean, did that affect anybody? Did any of you guys hear about that as well? Do you save yours on Ravelry and just leave them there and then go search for them? How do you do that? Because, I mean, if I had all my patterns saved on Ravelry, I would be there for hours trying to find the right one. Maybe there's a way to organize them and I just haven't looked. I use Ravelry, but I use it as more like a reference. Like if I'm watching a podcast and somebody's talking about a pattern, and I'm interested as to what it looks like, I'll click on it and go look. But I don't stay on there or really search through stuff a lot. Every once in a while I will, but it's pretty rare. So yeah, how do you save your patterns? Do you have something that has worked for you and then found something that didn't work for you? I don't know. Somebody had commented on that post that lady put and said, I doubt Ravelry would do that. That's so many people that it would probably be angry, but I don't know if they did or not. I wasn't paying any attention, and it's not something that super affected me. So that's topic 1. Topic 2. I noticed while I was working on my dad's socks that when I was working on them out in our living room, it's probably like 74 or 75 degrees in here. The cable needles, which are just really floppy and wonderful. I like floppy cables. They're really nice and fine like that. Well, then at night, I would take this skein and I would take it into the bedroom with me, and while I was sitting in bed watching TV right before we fell asleep or reading, I would work on them a little bit. I noticed, because we keep it probably around 60 62 in our room because we sleep with a cold. These needles would get so stiff. And I was just like, that is so weird. Like, it makes sense. It makes complete sense as to why it does it. But it was just one of those things where I didn't think about it until it was happening. And I was like, gosh, that's weird to all of a sudden have your needles change. And I would like take them and I would just like run my hands over them like this because it would warm it up just a little bit. And then I'd do a round and then I would do that again. But it was just kind of funny because I hadn't ever discovered that. So has that happened to you? Did it affect your knitting? What did you do? I just thought it was funny. I don't know. My next topic, my soft tension sucks. My soft tension sucks. And I've noticed this lately. Like, I have a few pairs that I did just fine, but I must do like the toe portion looser than I do the foot or something. I don't know. I haven't quite figured it out yet. But as I'm going, what happens is usually it'll like bunch and it'll be like turned funny. So then when you put it on your foot, the toe portion is crooked on your sock, on your foot. And that drives me bonkers. My dad uses his socks for just like house socks, so it doesn't really affect him. But I wear my socks for like regular socks. And it was weird. It was just super weird to me. So I've put 2 and 2 together and I think it's my tension. If you think it might be something else, let me know. So far this pair has been straight, but it usually doesn't happen until I get further up in the foot. So I'm hoping that it will stay, that I can try and remind myself to stay loose and not be a tight crazy knitter. We'll see. I can already see where this is not really that even, but it might just be because I pushed out those. I don't know. We'll see if that's what solves it on this pair of socks or not, because this is the first pair I've done since thinking that might be what it is. So, that is the topics that I wanted to discuss with you. That's what's in the bag, that's what's out of the bag, that's what's going in the bag. Now, let's move to what's knitting new. First off, do you guys watch video podcasts? Because I do. And I'm just trying to discover more and more and more of them because I don't like the audio ones. But there's a couple lists out there with video podcasts and I like to watch them. I have like 10 of them maybe that I really watch. And there's a few that I watch not religiously. For track testing, that I watch consistently. And then there's other ones where I'll watch an episode and I don't want to say I don't mesh with the person podcasting them, but I get bored with it, or they don't show enough, or they do like, I watched one the other day where it was knitting / crochet / spinning / fiber / and I was just like, and quilting I think was the other thing, and I'm like, yeah, I don't crochet, I don't spin, none of that, so I just wanted a knitting one that I could look at, even if there's a little spinning mixed in with it, I'm fine with that. I just want knitting. That's all I do. That's all I want. So I'm constantly on the search. So if you have podcasts that you video podcasts, not audio. If you have video podcasts that you really enjoy, let me share it with me. I know I watch like the Knit Girls and the Fat Squirrel and some other ones. Consistently, I watch them. I really like them. And it bums me out, like, I've been trying to get the the Knit Girls new one up, and they have not put up their new one yet. I watch Knit Girls, Fat Squirrel, Jinx, Fiber Nymph, Stockinette Zombies, Mustache, Yarngasm, and then there's some newer ones that I have just started kind of getting into, but the Knit Girls haven't put their new one up yet, so that kind of bums me out. So that's that one. The other thing is I discovered this little bad boy. This is just a Lysol wipe dispenser. And I wanted a project thing that I could put like in a car and have it stand up. Most of my bags will, but I don't know. And I haven't actually used it for anything yet, so I mean, my project's in there. Sock needles. And my yarn's in there. This is going to be matching socks for my son and I. It's Opal Rainforest. I don't remember the tag. I put the tag in on the very bottom, and then I put the yarn over it. And then I stuck the needles in there. And I think I'm going to make just tube socks with it. Let's see, I've never done tube socks, but somebody had posted some tube socks that they were doing, and I thought I would try it. But I think that this will be interesting to see how it works, because you can just put the yarn up through here if you want. And so we'll see how it works. I have a second one that I was going to put my dad's socks into. It's in the washer right now, and you kind of have to let it air out even after you wash it, because it kind of still just has that Lysol smell to it. But I'm excited for that, and I hope it works. We'll see. We'll find out here in a little bit. That's all I have knitting new right now. I would have my packages and such, but like I said, it's delayed, so hopefully next video I will be able to get that into the segment. And then what I'm going to cut to now is Life in General. These are my show notes. Look at that insaneness for this one. Insaneness. It's crazy. A lot more than I normally have. I'm already almost at 30 minutes. Okay. So, Life in General, life is good. Thus ends the knitting segment, so if you don't want to hear about my life and what's going on, I will see you next time, hopefully. If you want to, hang out, we'll chit chat. So, life in general. Life has been good. Life is calm. Everything is back to normal. My in-laws are home. So we have been able to just stay at one motel instead of watching two, which is nice and peaceful. Today's the first day that baby had hiccups that I knew what they were. He's had them before, but I didn't know at the time that they were hiccups. I just thought that he was like rhythmically punching me or kicking me, but I realize now that they are hiccups. So that's the first time of that. I'm 27 weeks, 1 day, 27 weeks, 2 days, I lose track of this sometimes. 27 weeks, 2 days. I have a couple different trackers and things on my phone. Let me see all my girly stuff. There's my little folder. I have contraction timers down here, so that when it does happen, I can just do that instead of trying to remember. Who's going to remember that? Apparently somebody does, but this will be a little bit easier for me because my phone will always be with me. So I'm 27 weeks, 2 days. Officially, I think at the end of 27 weeks, you have successfully completed your first week of the third trimester, I think. I don't know, it gets really confusing. Some people say that the 27th week is your start of it, some say the 28th week is the start. Either way, almost there. I'll say that I'm still technically in the, let me look. This one tells you what trimester I'm in. I have 90 days on my due date. 90 days to go, and then they give you just like a, oh, it says the second trimester is drawing to a close, so I guess maybe I'm still in that until next week. 28 weeks, does it say anything about it? The third and final trimester starts this week, it's going to be 28 weeks, so it starts at 28 weeks. I can also tell you how many days I've been pregnant, which is kind of cool. 191 days. Part of it feels like it's flown by. Other parts feel like it has dragged on. I'll show you my little peanut. This was his 20-week anatomy scan. And I won't get to see him now until he's born, unless we decide to have a pre or 40 ultrasound, which I don't think we will, because if they're like $200 and they're an elective deal, so you have to pay out of pocket is what that means. So we probably won't do that. We'll just hang out and wait for him to grow a little bit more. I can finally feel him kicking when I'm standing up and walking around, which happened 3 weeks ago. Before then, I basically had to be sitting or laying and you could feel him. He's an active little peanut. He really likes to get active at night when I start to lay down. He's quiet right now, but if I go and eat something or drink something, he'll get a little active for a little bit. But he's quiet right now, so I'm thinking it can happen. What else? My friends are holding a baby shower for me. Originally, we were gonna have it up here, but after I started making the invitation list, I don't know that many people up here, so it's kind of like, what's the point in having one up here? Because, what's the point? I only know 4 people up here, and when I was getting addresses, the people that I had on the list, they were all basically from my hometown or in that area, and they were like, well, we're not going to be able to make it because it's a 9 to 10 hour trip for them to get up here. And so I was like, this is stupid. I have no reason not to go down there. My grandma, my parents, my family, all of them are basically down there. So I was like, let's just have a baby shower down there. So I will be traveling. My baby shower is in March, kind of towards the end. So I will be traveling. It's in a month, basically. I will be traveling down to them for it, which is fine, no big deal. It's a 10-hour trip. Well, one of my friends, she lives 3 hours from here, but it's on the way, and she's one of them that's hosting it for me. So I will pick her up on the way, and we will finish traveling down together, which is cool. We still have company. I'm okay with driving by myself too, because I just kind of sing songs and hang out, stop when I need to stop, that kind of deal. So I'll be traveling 10 hours for that. That's like March 20th, I think, that weekend. I'll go down there on the 20th, which is a Friday. It'll be on the 21st, and then we'll come back on the 22nd. So quick trip. We were supposed to do, like, my family was supposed to do a vacation in Vegas on April 17th that weekend because it's my youngest brother's 21st birthday. But unfortunately, it's not unfortunate, but it is unfortunate at the same time. I will be 36 weeks or 34 weeks pregnant. I think 34 now that I just said that. And you can't fly after that. Regulations on most airline companies won't let you fly after 30 weeks. And it would be like a 16-hour drive from here to Vegas. So we won't be going to that. The other thing, on March 5th, I think that weekend, my husband is going to a coaching clinic in Portland, Oregon, which is 5 hours from here. And he'll be gone for that weekend. He's really excited about it, and I'm excited that he'll get to go. Originally, he had thought that they were telling him that it was in May. And he was like, dang it. You know, I think it would be really good to go, but I'm not going to go because that's way too close to the due date. And I was like, I thought he said March. And he's like, no, he said May. And I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure I heard March. So he called back to verify, and it was March. And I'm like, do it. Absolutely do it. So him and all the coaches are going to go down there to that coaching clinic, and I'm really excited that he gets to go to that. His little face, it's so funny because he'll get to talking about like the kids at the school and the equipment and all that kind of stuff, and he just gets like this, his face just changes, and he kind of like lights up about it. So that's really exciting to see that happen and to see him get excited about all that. So that will have to be happening soon, like 2 weeks now. 2 weeks, yeah, I think 2 weeks from now is when he goes to that. So I will be left with Poochkins, which is fine. he relatively, it's funny because he basically just sleeps when he's with me. He knows that I just want to be a mom, so he sleeps a lot. But then when his dad comes out, he gets real excited and hyper. So it's funny to watch his demeanors change between the two of us. And so, yeah, I really think that that's it with life. There's nothing really new going on here besides that. We're just kind of hanging out and being relaxed. Well, really, we need to do like some decorating stuff in some of the rooms that we've remodeled, but that's all we're gonna do. The rest of the rooms we'll wait to remodel until next winter. So we have one half of our motel done. Actually, technically over half because we have 7 rooms done, and we have 6 left. But we'll do the 6 at next spring. They don't need it quite as bad as the ones we did. So, with that being said, I think that's all I've got. And I think the other thing that I might do after I have the baby shower, maybe I'll do like a baby shower haul video. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I remember that or not. I watched a video when I was trying to count what number I was on. I watched some video and I had said something about, I was gonna make this hat next and it was going into the bag. I never what? Cute hat pattern. It was really cute. I still have it saved, but I was like, yeah, I never cast that on at all. Life changes. So that's the end of that. I started doing a pregnancy blog for myself. It's just a private blog that I put up so that I can go back later or at my second pregnancy and see what's changed and that kind of thing. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. And I'm going to stop talking now because I'm at almost 40 minutes and I'm just rambling. So hopefully by next week I will have that yarn. I have topics and everything picked. Working on projects for it. So hopefully by next week I will have that stuff and I can do another video for you guys. So have a wonderful rest of your week since we're towards the beginning. I hope you get some knitting done and that it's warm, or at least you're snuggled up nicely and you had a wonderful Valentine's. So keep your needles clicking. I'll see you next time.